Hello there, you guys. Welcome to another one of my live videos. And today I'm just going to be officially updating some more current transfer rumours and gossip. That's currently going on in the media. As I said, just been reading a couple of more reports. What's been going on in the media. So potentially another Arsenal player is reportedly set to leave, as I currently said. But reportedly, I can't fully remember his name. To be quite honest with you, but we know Arsenal have got problems, as we all currently know. So potentially, I'm going to update you on some Arsenal transfer rumours today. So reports coming out in the media that potentially, obviously, remember has been coming out saying he can only get loan deals January window. So potentially, he has ruled out Arsenal making any permanent signings this January window. Obviously, he got 5 players there last summer. They do remember in Arsenal Football Club as well. And potentially, when they had Arsene Wenger for 22 years, as we all know, when Ivan Gazidis left and when Wenger left after 22 years, that club was in a mess. And potentially, they haven't been getting the right amount of funds, to spend on currently, players they want. Arsenal Football Club, as we all know. But another player's now set to leave Arsenal, but I can't pronounce his name reportedly. Sharon Ramsey's set to leave, and obviously Ozil's future is uncertain with Arsenal Football Club. So potentially, Umremre will identify replacements. There's 2 key areas he's suggested out what he wants to strengthen up in the Arsenal squad. So potentially, he wants a central defender, and he does want a winner as well. Does Umremre, but potentially they do need signings to Arsenal Football Club, but they haven't been getting the right amount of money, to spend on players, they currently went on. Obviously, their objective this season is to get the top 4, is Arsenal's, and to invest more money into the club and to attract players' interest, as we all know. And also, they've got a lot of injury problems of Arsenal, as I said. But reportedly, Umremre obviously has confirmed he is looking to sanction Mesut Ozil off, as he said, to raise some funds. So Umremre is looking to sanction Mesut Ozil off because he's out of favour with the club, as we all know. He has been in the Premier League since 2013, so he's been at Arsenal like 6 years now, as Mesut Ozil. He's been in and out of the team this season for Arsenal, as we all know, and he's had a few injury problems this season as well. Potentially, he hasn't really adapted himself, and he hasn't been consistent with Arsenal this season as Mesut Ozil. But potentially, I think he will maybe leave, because potentially Umremre is looking to raise some funds for Ozil, but reportedly he's obviously on £350,000 a week. He's potentially, Arsenal's highest paid player. He signed this new deal last year, as we all know. But obviously, he's no longer first choice under Umremre because he has missed a lot of key games this season and he hasn't been very, very consistent and he's struggled, to find his form this season. But reports coming out of the media that reportedly Arsenal have offered him to Juventus or Inter Milan, and reportedly it is Juventus and Inter Milan, that are interested in him. Obviously, if Arsenal do sell him, they are going to recommend a fee for him. I don't know how much the fee will be, but he's on £350,000 per week with Arsenal. And obviously, he's 30 years of age now. He has won a lot of individual awards. He has grown and developed very, very well. And Arsenal still not much of a central player because he has proven his point. Under Arsene Wenger, and he was very, very good. And he was good when he was young in his prime. He was very, very good at Real Madrid, and he was good at Werder Bremen, and he was good at Schalke. When he was a lot younger in his prime. Arsenal paid £2.5 million for Ozil in 2013. So this is potentially his 6th season now with Arsenal, as we all know. But potentially Arsenal will want an adequate replacement for Ozil, so looking to raise some funds, as we all know, for Ozil. Umremre is confirmed now. He does want to sell him. His future is still potentially uncertain, but obviously their number one target to replace Ozil, James Rodriguez, now has been mentioned in the process of updating you on my last couple of videos. James Rodriguez is a Bayern Munich player. He's an ex-Real Madrid player. Well, initially he's on loan with Bayern Munich, isn't he? He's on a 2-year loan deal with Bayern Munich, but this could be positivity, for these Arsenal fans, as I said, because Arsenal could just get him for a fee of just £3 million for James Rodriguez. He's 27 years of age, I think. James Rodriguez is Colombian, as we all know. I don't know. I think he may be keen to the move or not. Are Bayern Munich interested in making their deal permanent, for James Rodriguez because he's on a 2-year loan deal. Potentially, he's only got 6 months left of that loan left as James Rodriguez at Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich paid around £11-12 million fee to get him on a 2-year loan with Bayern Munich, as we all know. I think his current contract still ends in 2020 with Real Madrid, but as I did confirm to you, so reportedly Arsenal could get him £3 million. Arsenal have inquired about potentially, getting James Rodriguez on loan as well. So he's 27, so it would be good for him, to experience the Premier League, of course. But as I did say, Bayern Munich have the option to make the deal permanent in the summer for just under £40 million, something like that. But he's on a 2 2-year loan deal with Bayern Munich. Reportedly, Umremre is interested in getting him in for the replacement for Mesut Ozil, but £3 million, very, very cheap, for James Rodriguez, because he can be a very, very good player. Hasn't really proven himself, with Bayern Munich. I thought he did okay with Real Madrid, to be quite honest, when he of course, when he was younger in his prime, but I don't really know much about him. I know we've been linked to him, before in the past as well, but reportedly, it says Arsenal have targeted him as a replacement for Mesut Ozil, according to the media. More reports as well have come out about Denis Suarez as well, according to the media. More reports have come out about Denis Suarez. Reportedly, Arsenal have held furthermore negotiations with Barcelona over the move for Denis Suarez. Reportedly, Arsenal went crying about getting him on loan, as we all know, because potentially Umremre has confirmed they're only making loan signings. Reportedly, Arsenal have been in more further negotiations with Barcelona. Reportedly, this would be a loan. This would be on loan. This would be a loan. I think this would be a loan, and then maybe the deal would be permanent in the summer for around £18 million, I think, or something like that. But I think Barcelona at one point were playing hardball, but I think potentially they are keen on actually, offloading him permanently. And I think Arsenal have got to commit that they're going to make the deal permanent in the summer, which would be around £17-18 million, to make the deal permanent in the summer. Denis Suarez has confirmed he wants to play under Umremre, because obviously he's got experience of playing, with Umremre when he was on loan with Sevilla. Denis Suarez. Barcelona president's held negotiation with Arsenal, and actually the Barcelona president has promised Denis Suarez a move to the Emirates this month, because Denis Suarez does want to make the move to Arsenal. As I said, he's very, very interested in going. But as I currently said, Arsenal, when crying about getting him on loan, see how he progresses, see if he hits the ground running, and then make a decision if they want to make a decision, to make the deal permanent in the summer. Of course, his current contract with Barcelona ends in 2020, does Denis Suarez's, as we all know. His current contract ends in 2020. And potentially he's 25 years of age and he's versatile. He can play in the middle, centrally, he can play on the left, he can, play on the right, as we all know, because it's Denis Suarez. I think Umremre is keen on getting him in. As I currently said, he actually began his youth career with Manchester City, did Denis Suarez, as I said. But I think he could be still making a move to the Emirates this month. Arsenal have been negotiating, as I said. But as I said, it did say they actually weren't keen on letting him go in this January window. I don't know. And then they seem to have softened the stance a little bit, Barcelona. Negotiations have been complicated a little bit. But obviously, that's Arsenal's, number one target. Well, one of their, targets, as I currently said, is Denis Suarez. Because obviously, Aaron Ramsey's on his way out of the club, as it has confirmed. Aaron Ramsey's definitely on his way out of the club. It did say he was undergoing his medical on Sunday. Well, Sunday just gone. He said he was undergoing his medical. He's going to Juventus. Whether it's going to be in the summer, whether it's going to be in the January window or not, I do not know, to be quite honest with you. From Juventus' perspective, they're keen on getting him in this January window, as I currently said. But he's definitely going. He's Aaron Ramsey. He's agreed a 5-year deal with £36 million. Salary around £140,000 a week. And I think about $7 million a season. So he's going to be potentially the second highest paid player, when he goes to Juventus, Aaron Ramsey. But he's been a good servant over the years, and he has, had a fantastic standing ovation from Arsenal, and he has grown and developed, very, very well as Aaron Ramsey. And potentially he's been at Arsenal 10 years now, made up 300 odd appearances in all competitions, scored 60 odd goals, won 3 FA Cups, scored scored in 2 of the finals as well. Reason up the youth system, with Cardiff. Very, very, very well for 8 years. Actually before he joined Arsenal, and Arsenal paid £5 million for Aaron Ramsey, as we all know. But he's blatantly not getting a new contract, and he's going to be available on a free transfer in the summer. But he may stay at Arsenal until the summer, when his contract expires, because I think Umremre is keen on keeping him until the summer, unless obviously Arsenal, find a replacement for him, in this January window. Then he may soften his stance on Aaron Ramsey, as we all know. But potentially, it did say Arsenal were recommending they wanted around an £18 million fee from Juventus if Juventus do want to, get him in this January window, which I think they want to, to be quite honest with you, they want to get him in this January transfer window. So yeah, they're Arsenal obviously. No, he's going. Another player just confirmed that he's going to be going as well, but I can't remember his name. I'll have to look that up, as I currently said. But we know Petr Cech's retiring at the end of the season. That's also being confirmed as well. So Petr Cech's retiring at the end of the season. We know know potentially Arsenal have also been linked with Yannick Carrasco now. Potentially his name's been mentioned in the press. Reportedly, if Arsenal want to get him, they'd probably have to consider getting him on. And I think potentially it did say the other week in the press the player was willing to accept a pay cut, reportedly, because his current wages could be a problem for Arsenal getting, the pursuit of Yannick Carrasco, because he's on about £170,000 a week and he's on about $8 million a year, and Arsenal potentially, cannot afford Yannick Carrasco, so they'd have to inquire about getting him on loan, and the player himself would have to take a pay cut for Arsenal to have any chance of getting him, and I think he's keen on making a move to Arsenal. It did say a week or so ago when he updated you that Arsenal were the favourites to get Yannick Carrasco. He's 25, he's Belgium, he's a winger, he plays in the Chinese Super League, and he's been in China for like a year now. As I said, this Delaney Fang Chinese club, got him from Atletico Madrid last February, and he had a good 2.5 years with Atletico Madrid, as I said. He scored in Champions League final as well. He began his senior career with Monaco. Did this Yannick Carrasco, as I currently said. But it's also said we've expressed our interest in Yannick Carrasco as well. So potentially, we've been interested in him as well. But potentially, Arsenal looking for reinforcements, as we all know, and they do potentially. He's identified as Unai Emery. He's confirmed he wants a centre back. And he wants a winger as well. They are the two areas is identified, because obviously Arsenal have got some average players on big contracts as well, as I've already confirmed. And Stan Kroenke is not investing any money into the club whatsoever. So potentially a lot of Arsenal fans, will want him out, as we all know. So potentially that's the latest Arsenal transfer news to update you with as well. It also came out in the press yesterday, as I did update you on the Roma winger. Roma, he's Turkish, he's 21 years of age. He's a Roma winner. Reportedly, did say yesterday that Manchester United were willing to hijack Arsenal's move for this Cengiz Under. He's a Roma winner, as I said. He's Turkish. He's the player. So he's very, very young in his prime. It's also said that Tottenham were interested in him. It said that Bayern Munich would also interest in Arsenal, and now Manchester United are reportedly being interested in him. A deal won't be done in this January window for the player anywhere. I think his representatives are prepared to get him a move away from Roma this summer. Reportedly he's a Roma winner anyway. He's 21 years of age. His name's hard to pronounce, but it updated in the press yesterday. He's 21 years of age. Reportedly, Roma got him in the summer of 2017 from Besiktas for around 13.4 million, was it like that? He still has got a contract with Roma till 2022. I think he's rated at around £45 million sterling as he's playing. He's very, very young indeed. He's called Cengiz. He's under Summit. Anyway, he's under Summit, but his name's very, very difficult, to pronounce, as I said. But reportedly he's got a contract till 2022. He's valued at around 45 million. He is actually one of the lowest paid players, with Roma, is this player. I think he's only on about £1 million per season. Roma are reluctant, to give him a pay increase, which the player may want, because he's one of the lowest players in their squad. But, he's been proven to be a regular, for Roma this season as a player. So he has established himself, very, very well, reportedly. But as I did say, a few teams have expressed their interest in him as well. But it wouldn't be a deal, until the summer, of course, because it's unlikely Arsenal are going to spend any money in this window, because Emery has confirmed they can only make loan signings. Solskjaer, from our perspective, is confirmed it's unlikely we're going to make any signings in this January window anywhere. Tottenham have only spent a net spend of £50 million since 2014, and I doubt Tottenham will be getting any players in this January window. And obviously Bayern Munich as well, from their perspective, obviously they've been interested in this Roma winger as well. Obviously, they've got quite a few aging up players at Bayern Munich. They're looking to get some young products, into their team as well, are Bayern Munich, of course, and they've been linked to quite a few young players of Bayern Munich, as I did say. As I did say, they've been linked to quite a few young players as well of Bayern Munich. So that's essentially, basically, Arsenal's transfer rumours to update you. So give you a bit of an update now on my club, Manchester United, as I currently said. But potentially, we all know that there's been a lot of vast improvements since Solskjaer's come in. We still know we need a strong central defender. So we have got defensive issues that do need addressing. We need his right-hand side addressing and the left-hand side, because, not the left-hand side, because all our attacks coming from the left-hand side. So I think the left-hand side's okay. But I think we need a centre defensive mid that's fast and tenacious. We need someone on the right as well, because as I did say, all our attack is coming on the left. But according to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he said it's unlikely we'll make any signs in January. January. He was prepared to have a meeting with Ed Woodward to negotiate about this January window, and Solskjaer's confirmed he doesn't expect Manchester United to make any signings in this January window, but we desperately do need a centre-back, as we all know. But we've had a great start under Solskjaer. There's been a lot of vast improvements, under Solskjaer. 6 wins out of 6, first manager, to win his first 6 games, the first manager to win his first 6, and he's beaten Sir Matt Busby's record, which is very good indeed. He knows the culture of the club, he knows the strappings of the club, and he knows the club inside out, because he was a great player for 11 years under Fergie, and he's worked with some of these players, in the reserve team, and, when he managed the reserve team, and, he's watched them grow and develop as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as we all know, and I think he knows the strappings of the club. He's got that winning mentality, and, his style of play is absolutely fantastic, as we all know, and he's got the players to go out there and express themselves, enjoy football, as he did confirm when he came he was going to be doing that, and then that's what exactly the players have took in, and the players have gone out on that pitch and done that, as I said. But he did mention about rotating and, giving everybody the chance, did Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as he has done, to be quite fair to him. I think the youth going to grow and develop. I think, the team's going to flourish under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, but there's been absolutely a massive improvement, since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's, come in. He's got us playing the United way, the way we used to play under Alex Ferguson, as we all know. But potentially, I think, we have got a lot of players coming to end of the contracts that does need addressing. Obviously, I do think players will believe in him, as I've already confirmed to you guys as well. Players will definitely believe in him, as I said. But, with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as I said, he knows about the club, and I think he can elevate this club forward. As I said, he can elevate this club forward to the highest level, get us back to where we used to be under Alex Ferguson. Obviously, our aim this season is to get the top 4, as I currently said, and we have caught up with Arsenal, because a month or so ago, we was a mid-table club, as we all currently know. But now we've caught up with Arsenal. Top 4 is definitely on, and that's our target this season, and hopefully next season we can get up there competing, challenging for major honours, as I currently said, and get up there competing with the likes of Manchester City and Liverpool, and that's what we hope we can currently do, guys. But the players are playing to the potential level, as we all know. Solskjaer knows what he's doing tactically. He knows his best 11, as we all know, and potentially he's going with a system that suits the players. But I've noticed Paul Pogba's now, he's playing for this manager. He's getting the freedom to express himself more, as we all know, and I think he's very good in the number 10. I think he looks very effective, just behind the centre forward, and I think potentially the front 4. I think the front men, are getting the freedom, to interchange closer together. I think we're getting runs in behind, we're getting passes in behind. We are creating more chances as well, as we've currently noticed under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. We're getting fullbacks high up the pitch, as we all know as well. But potentially we look effective when we've in our front line. We look very effective when you've got Martial on the left, because he creates the width very well, does Anthony Martial. Very good on the left-hand side, Martial. Very young, as I said. Rashford, very good in, centrally. Rashford's very good centrally. As I said, he's very effective centrally. As I said, but Martial's very good on the left-hand side. Causes problems for fullbacks, as I said. Very good indeed, with the pace of Rashford and Martial, is unbelievable. And Lingard, is very good on the right-hand side, as I did currently say. But obviously, we know we've still got slow players in our squad. I think Matic is slow, but, to be fair to Matic, he has been proving himself very well, under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer since he's come in. We know he's slow and he doesn't have much tempo to his play, but he's very effective in his passing. And I always said Matic is a good passer with the ball, to be quite fair. We've got Lukaku up front. I don't think he suits our front line system, and you've got Martial and Rashford and Lingard and all that have got pace. Even Sanchez has got pace and can press high up the pitch, because obviously Sanchez has failed to make an impact. He's obviously our play on £500,000 a week, but saying about Alexis Sanchez, obviously he's injured, as we all currently know. He was injured earlier on in the season as well with Sanchez, but he's got pace and he can press high up the pitch, but he hasn't really had the chance to prove himself because he's had injury problems, and potentially he suffered an hamstring injury. Then he got injured again because he linked off against Reading, did Sanchez, as I currently said. But as I did say, Lukaku, I think he will prove himself under Solskjaer. I think he will dramatically improve, but he doesn't have any pace or tempo. Can't press high up the pitch like Rashford and, Martial and Lingard all can do. So I just don't think he suits our system in that front line. I just don't think, Lukaku, complements. As I said, he's Premier League proven, and he's a proven goal scorer. He's one with Lukaku, don't get me wrong, but, potentially, I don't think he'll be first choice on the Solskjaer. I think he'll be an impact substitute, in my opinion, as I currently said, with Lukaku. But yeah, it looks very effective. As I said, the midfield with Herrera, Matic and Pogba looks very effective, under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as I said. But as I did say, there's still improvement improvements needed in our squad. As we all know, obviously now Solskjaer is the favourite now to get the job at Manchester United. As it has confirmed, he's now the favourite because Ed Woodward praised him in the Wembley dressing room, and now potentially Solskjaer is the favourite to get the job. And potentially we know Ed Woodward's number one has been Mauricio Pochettino, as we all know. But obviously Mauricio Pochettino obviously now has strong reservations about leaving North London, and obviously from Danny Levy's perspective, he has confirmed he's not willing to let Pochettino go, so he's potentially being ruthless and he's standing firm over this. Is Danny Levy, and he did even say if we were willing to offer in the excess of £50 million, he wouldn't let Mauricio Pochettino go, would Danny Levy, as he has confirmed. So Pochettino's obviously signed a 5-year deal last summer, and obviously it would cost us, obviously it would cost us, in the excess of around, for at least £40 million to recommend him in anywhere, when we could save that money, get a signing with that money and keep Solskjaer on the job on a full-time basis. But Pochettino's proven in the Premier League, he hasn't won out in terms of silverware, as we all know, and I think he's committed to Tottenham, and I think he's happy at Tottenham, and obviously they're still waiting for the new stadium, of course. So obviously now he's no longer our number one target. For a long time he's been our number one target. He's been Ed Woodward's number one target, because even Pochettino's been in negotiations with Manchester United, as we all know, and Ed Woodward were in transfer talks with Pochettino the other week of who would like to get in the club, if he was, to come in the summer, Mauricio Pochettino. But it's looking unlikely now, as I said. But obviously, as well as that, the club is still recruiting, to get a director of football to Manchester United. As well, but Solskjaer's been discussing that I'd love the job on a full-time basis anywhere, and he said it would be hard for him, to leave Manchester United, as we all know. But he said it's unlikely we'll make any signings in January. We'll probably get a couple of signings, in the summer, to be quite honest with you, as we all know. But I think, there's players coming to the end of the contracts. I definitely think, players are going to be leaving him, as we all know. We know potentially there's been talks about Manny and Fellaini, leaving the club as well. I think definitely Fellaini's going, he's going to leave the club. Obviously he's been here since 2013, as Manny and Fellaini, but I definitely think Fellaini's going to be leaving, because obviously I just don't see how he fits in this new system at Manchester United. I don't see how he fits in the new regime, and he doesn't complement our midfield because he's slow and static, as I currently said. But Matic overall is a better footballer than Fellaini. I know they're both slow, but Matic is better, and Matic has proven himself very, very well under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as I said. And potentially, yes, I think Fellaini will be going. Reportedly, AC Milan and Porto have been interested in him. He did say Solskjaer was keen on selling him for around 15 million. I think Darmian as well is going to be going, because he isn't getting the first team football at Manchester United, as we all know. Reportedly, he's coming to the end of his contract, and a few teams have reportedly, been interested in Matteo Darmian as well. So there has been potential talks about that as well. So I think Darmian will be going. As he did update you, I also think that Marcus Rojo will be going, because, news has been coming out today about Marcus Rojo, reportedly. It did say about Marcus Rojo. Obviously, I can't remember when we got him, but obviously he's had a difficult, time at Manchester United, to be quite fair, as Marcus Rojo. I did say he was good there as a backup option, as we all know, but his versatility at the back is good, Marcus Rojo. But, he's had a difficult time since he's come to United, left the Dubai training camp last week, as it did confirm in the media. He's had injury problems since he's come to Manchester United. He's currently injured now, is Marcus Rojo. He's been struggling to get a run of games, he's been struggling to get a run of games behind him, as well as Marcus Rojo. So he has had a difficult time, really, since he's been at Manchester United. But reportedly, we are keen to sell him. It won't be in this January window, but it will be reportedly be in the summer, that I think potentially, Marcus Rojo will be departing the club, to be quite honest with you. To be quite honest with you, I do think Marcus Rojo will be departing the club in the summer, to be quite honest with you, because he's had a difficult time, since he's come to Manchester United as well. I think Phil Jones and Smalling will be gone next season, to be quite honest with you, because Phil Jones, he's injury prone, he's Phil Jones, as we all know, but he's good when he gets them run of games, under his belt, is Phil Jones. And obviously, recently we have been playing Phil Jones and Lindelof as a centre-back partnership, as I said. But obviously, as first choice left back's Luke Shaw, and obviously Luke Shaw's known for injuries as well, because he's had quite a few injuries, during his playing career. He was injury prone. He's injury prone. He was known for injuries at Southampton when he was young in his prime, and he's had injuries since he's been at Manchester United. But obviously, he's good when he gets in run of games, and he's obviously our first choice left back. Is Luke Shaw, as we all know. But potentially as well, same with Eric Bailly. I think Bailly will probably stay, but obviously he hasn't had a lot of game time this season, Bailly, and he's been suspended, and potentially he's still got great potential, as Eric Bailly, to be quite fair, as I said. But Lindelof dramatically, improved for us this season as well. Victor Lindelof definitely improved for Manchester United this season. As I said, but obviously, and I also too think that Valencia could be leaving as well. He's another one I think is going to be leaving because obviously Ashley Young's our first choice right back. He's a first choice right back. Ashley Young's 33, Valencia's 33, so they are the same age. So they're both nearly coming to the end of their careers. They've only probably got a year or two left, as I currently said. But Valencia's hardly played this season. Been struggling to get game time under his belt. Was injured, of course, early on in the season as well. So I think Valencia's grown and developed over the years, and he has been an essential right back. But I think Valencia, to be quite fair, is on his way out, and he's been here since 2009, and he's made over 300 other appearances. He's won everything here, of course, in England, apart from the Champions League, just like Ashley Young has. He's won everything here, apart from the Champions League game, of course. But obviously, we're in talks, to get Ashley Young a new deal as well. We're in talks to get Herrera a new deal and Juan Mata a new deal with the club because we have got a lot of players, that are coming to the end of the contracts, and obviously, we do potentially, need to solve this out, as I said. But potentially, we are linked with quite a lot of players, as we all know, that's been speaking about in the media. Potentially, we know Koulibaly is our number one target, as we all know. But potentially, as it has confirmed, it won't happen in this January window. Manchester United won't get a deal over the line this January window. We've been finding it difficult to negotiate with Napoli, in this January window. And I don't see us getting a deal over the line this January window because the potential Napoli president's confirmed they're not willing to do any business in January. So if we are to get a deal over the line, it will be in the summer than this January transfer window. It's reportedly said that Real Madrid have been interested in him. Reportedly, he's our number one target, to get in, is Koulibaly, as we all know. But he does have his game very, very well, very quick, very, very good in the air. And he'd be a fantastic leader, in our back line. He'd make a fantastic impact if he came. We know it cost us in the excess of around £100 million. And, we have got the financial power, to valuation, of course. And he has got a contract with Napoli till 2023. And I don't think he wants to be at Napoli. He's been there a number of years. I think he's unsettled now in Italy with Napoli. Due, majority of it is probably due to that racial abuse, we suffered, on Boxing Day, last year. That's why I think he wants to be out of Napoli, and I think he is keen on making the move to Old Trafford. But obviously, so far we've had 3 bids turned down in the process for the player. The recent one was £95 million after Ed Woodward had been in negotiations, with the Napoli officials. And I thought they'd have softened the stance on the player, to be quite honest with you, Napoli, because they got knocked out of the Champions League last year, and I thought they might, soften the stance on the player a little bit, but that's just not the case. So I think potentially that's a deal that's likely to happen in the summer, to be quite honest with you guys. And we know potentially we've been linked with other central defenders as well, that have been mentioned. Milan Skriniar now, he's head out, as I said, because the Inter Milan boss, regarding Milan Skriniar, he said he's too expensive and nobody can afford him, and his price is out of everybody's range, and reportedly he's rated at around £70 million. Is Inter Milan's Milan Skriniar, but he can play as a defensive mid and he can, play as a centre back as well, Milan Skriniar. But there has been talks about that as well going on. There has been talks about, Milan Skriniar going on as well. And I think he's still got 3 years left on his deal with Inter Milan. He's Slovakian. Inter Milan paid, £20 million for him, as we all currently know. But that does look unlikely now, as the Inter Milan boss has confirmed he won't be leaving because reportedly, he said nobody can afford him, reportedly. So, reportedly that looks unlikely now, and that's actually been one of Ed Woodward's targets, is Milan Skriniar, as we all know. Potentially we know that Eddie Militao has been mentioned as well. Porto player, very, very young in his prime, 20 years of age, as I said, so he's very, very young, so we would get potentially a lot of years out of him. Eddie Militao's versatility is very, very good because he cannot actually operate as a defensive mid, he can play as a centre-back and a full-back, but I think he's predominantly a right-back, is Eddie Militao, and potentially he's Brazilian, only 20 years of age, only been at Porto since last summer, and he's got a 40-odd million release clause as the current player as well. So potentially, has been talks of Eddie Militao. Reportedly, a few teams have expressed their interest in him as well. We know we are linked with a lot of central defenders. There's been that have been going on in the press as well. We know there's been talks about Toby Alderweireld, and there's been talks about Costas Manolas as well. So there has been talks about that as well in the current process. But also of what I've heard as well, that potentially another Manchester United target has been potentially Douglas Costa, as we all know from Juventus. Reportedly, it did actually report the other week in the media that we were willing to let Paul Pogba go in a swap deal, for Douglas Costa reportedly. But Paul Pogba's not going to be going anywhere. I think if we'd still had Mourinho, he would have gone. But Pogba's been doing very, very well. He's been providing, he's been expressing himself very, very well. He's been providing, he's been scoring goals himself, Paul Pogba. So he won't be leaving now anyway. Obviously, he's our most expensive player. We paid £89 million for him. But there was actually talks of Paul Pogba and Douglas Costa as a swap deal the other week in the media, because he's actually been one of our targets as Douglas Costa, because I think potentially now he feels unsettled with Juventus. Obviously, since Ronaldo's arrival, he feels unsettled with Juventus. Does Douglas Costa obviously was on loan with Juventus last season or something like that. Juventus triggered his 36 million release clause to make the deal permanent, so now potentially Juventus have got him permanently, as I said. But he is a good player, because I think he can actually operate on each flank. He can dribble. His crossing ability is supposed to be very, very good. He's Douglas Costa. Reportedly, it said last year, allegedly put around a £54 million bidding for Douglas Costa, but I think he complements our team very, very well. As I said, because he can play on each flank. We are in search for a winger. We need someone on that right-hand side, and he can play on the right and he can play on the left. And I think he complements our team fantastically well, because he has got pace, he can provide, he can score goals, as he has proven as well. Douglas Costa, he is 28 years of age, though. I think he's 28 or is he 29 or something like that, Douglas Costa. But very, very good when he was young in his prime. He was good at Bayern Munich for a couple of years there. He won trophies there. And he very, very good at Shakhtar Donetsk, when he was young in his prime as well. He had 5 good years with Shakhtar Donetsk, and he actually began his youth career with Grimero, did Douglas Costa. But potentially, there has been talks that going on, but that won't happen anywhere. But I don't think from Juventus perspective they're willing to negotiate about it until the summer anyway, according to Sky Sports, of what Sky Sports have reported on it. So I don't think potentially we probably are going to make any signs in this January window, according to what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer confirmed, as I said. So according to him, we won't be making any, as he has made it clear, as I said. So, so that's mainly everything to update today. So that's potentially a bit of Arsenal transfer news to update you with. Going on about it, James Rodriguez is on their agenda now to replace Mesut Ozil, as I did confirm. Arsenal could just get him for just £3 million. I think it's on loan though, £3 million. He's on loan with Bayern Munich at the moment, a 2-year loan deal. He's got 6 months of that loan deal left. As we all know, Bayern Munich have the option to make the deal permanent this summer, as we all know. But I don't think are Bayern Munich bothered about making the deal permanent. But Arsenal would welcome him to the Emirates Stadium. James Rodriguez, as he currently said. But yeah, there has been a lot of talks about that in the last couple of days. In the press, he's 27. He's Colombian, as we all know. But there has been talks about that going on in the media. And reportedly, Ozil has reportedly, been offered to Juventus and Inter Milan, reportedly, as well. But these problems that Arsenal do need to address. And as I did say, Denis Suarez has reportedly been mentioned in the media. And reportedly, more talks have gone on. Reportedly, Arsenal want to get him on loan and then maybe make the deal permanent for around 18 million in the summer. But yeah, Barcelona at one point, were playing hardball. Then they seem to have softened the stance on Denis Suarez, because they potentially may want a replacement for Denis Suarez, as I said. But he's been heavily linked with a move to the Emirates, as I said. And hopefully, from Arsenal's perspective, if they do get him in, I hope he hits the ground running. Hits the ground running, and does very, very well for Arsenal. That's what Arsenal are going to have to hope. So anyway, drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take